Many countries invited me to talk about this NGO factor in Africa. And my argument remained the same, that despite many years of working in Africa, NGOs had not accomplished what they intended to do. And the two critical things stood out. They paid foreigners higher salaries than local workers. Many of the leading NGOs in Africa still pay outside workers, whom they call expatriates, higher salaries than local workers. They tend to hire CEOs from the West. Many CEOs of NGOs in Africa are either Europeans or Americans. And when they try to diversify, you'll find one Asian here and one African there. But most of the CEOs of the NGOs are the global offices, and also in Africa, the so-called regional directors for Africa or Sub-Saharan Africa or West Africa or East Africa or Southern Africa usually are white. And I discovered that the packages for white staff were more lucrative than African staff. The packages for white staff sometimes included the holidays for families. You know, the CEO, his wife, or the spouse, and children, up to, I think, 4 children. They'll go for overseas trips for almost 2 weeks. And the amount they spend on those overseas trips or overseas holidays will actually amount to amount that will be very useful for a project like a school, like a water project and so on. So they spend colossal amounts of money. And then the offices were mainly in Africa air-conditioned, whereas African offices were regular offices where you open the window when it gets hot or open the window when it gets cold and so on. Whereas for them, they were using air-conditioned offices, the red carpets, access almost to internet and everything, whereas African workers were not living similarly.